I used to think I wasn't doing enough because I hadn't hit that goal yet, the one just out of reach, but I was measuring all wrong. In this episode, I'll share the mindset shift that helped me finally feel proud of my progress and a simple daily habit that can change the way you show up in your life and work. Welcome to Marketing Your Way podcast. I'm Anastasia Mann, marketing strategist, agency owner, and business mentor. But more importantly, I'm your guide to breaking free from the 9 to 5 and building a marketing business on your terms. I know what it's like to crave more freedom, more impact, more income. I've been there, and this podcast is your shortcut to get in there faster. Each week, we dive into real strategies, expert insights, and mindset shifts to help you launch, grow, and scale your marketing business with confidence. And just in case you're wondering, yes, this podcast comes with a Ukrainian accent and a whole lot of straight talk. So if you've ever asked yourself, how do I find clients? What should I charge? Can I really do this? The answer is absolutely yes. And you're in the right place, my friend. Let's dive in. I've had a lot of ideas I've walked away from, ideas I got excited about, started, and quietly shelved when they didn't feel perfect or clear or safe enough. But there are also ideas I stuck with. Muse Group, my real estate marketing agency, was one of them, and so was this podcast. This show was in my head for 2 years before I had the courage to make it real. Not because I didn't believe in it, but because I was measuring myself against some invisible, impossible standard. A perfect version of the future I hadn't even created yet. And that's exactly what today's episode is about. If you've ever felt like you are behind, or like you're spinning your wheels without real progress, or if you've had a big idea that you still haven't started, you are not alone. In fact, you might just be in what Dan Sullivan and Dr. Benjamin Hardy call the gap. I first heard about this concept while listening to Benjamin Hardy on Amy Porterfield's podcast. He was talking about another one of his books, 10x is easier than 2x, and I knew instantly I needed to read The Gap and the Gain next. And then I came across this quote, "The future isn't a reality, it's a projection. And because it is not a reality, it can be part of any real measurement of your progress. The only way to measure goals is backward against the past." That hit me. Because so many of us, especially women, especially marketers, especially the high-achieving, overthinking, people-pleasing types, are constantly measuring our progress against something that doesn't even exist yet. And when we do that, we rob ourselves of the momentum, motivation, and joy that comes from realizing how far we've actually come. So today we are talking about how to shift out of the gap and into the gain, how to stop chasing a perfect future and start creating daily forward motion. Even if it's just 30 minutes a day, even if it's not a business idea, just something that reminds you you are still becoming. Let's get into it. So why so many women quit too soon? Let's start with something that doesn't get said enough. Success isn't always about being the smartest, the fastest, or even the most talented. Sometimes it's about being the one who keeps going. And yet, so many brilliant women I talk to, women who are widely capable, experienced, and creative, give up right before things start to click. Or worse, they don't even start at all. Why? Because what they have right now is comfortable. It might be not fulfilling or exciting or aligned, but it's stable, predictable, safe. And let's be honest, when you've worked your way up the ladder, when you've got the bills to pay and kids to feed, when you've been told your whole life to be grateful for what you've got, it's really, really hard to disrupt that with something uncertain, even if it's something your soul is calling you to do. And here's what I see all the time. You have an idea, a good one. You start researching. You overthink it. You look at what other people are doing. You spiral into comparison. You freeze. And then you quietly put that idea away. Maybe next month. Maybe when your work slows down. Maybe when you have a clear plan or a better website or a niche you feel 100% confident in. But here's the thing. Your idea didn't fail. It just never had a chance to breathe. This is so common, especially among women in marketing and creative fields. You've been trained to be the ones with the answers, to present the perfect deck, to pitch the right strategy, to measure success in metrics and milestones. So when we don't see the progress right away, or when the vision feels fuzzy, we panic. We think it means something is wrong with us, and we retreat. But what if it's not wrong? What if the discomfort is just part of the process? What if the messy middle, the time when things feel uncertain, non-linear, even invisible, is that exact place most people give up, and you just have to stay with it a little longer? I want to pause here and say, if you've been in the start-stop loop, or if you've buried an idea before it had time to grow, that doesn't mean you are not cut out for this. It just means you are human. It also means you might be measuring yourself the wrong way. If you're only looking ahead at the gap between where you are and where you want to be, of course you'll feel behind. That's the trap. Instead, what if you've measured your progress by how far you've come? That's what we'll dig into next. Because the shift from quitting too soon to sustainable momentum, it starts in your mind, not your to-do list. Let's talk about the idea that changed the game for me and might just change it for you too. The gap and the gain. It's a mental model that helps you understand why you're feeling frustrated or defeated even when you are making progress and how to flip that script. Here's how it works. The gap means measuring against an ideal. The gap is what happens when you look ahead at the big, shiny, someday version of your life or business and compare yourself to that. The dream client list, the six-figure income, the perfect website, the flawless Instagram grid, and crystal clear elevator pitch. And guess what? That version is always moving. So even when you do hit a goal, it doesn't feel like enough because the bar just moved again. Sound familiar? It's exhausting. It's discouraging. And it's exactly what keeps women from starting or finishing the thing they care about most. The gain equals measuring from where you started. Now, imagine this instead. You turn around. You look at where you started. The first version of your services, the shaky first pitch, the day you finally hit publish, the confidence you've gained, the clarity you didn't have before, the resilience you've built just by showing up. That's the gain. It's a habit of measuring your progress backward, not forward. And it's one of the most powerful mindset shifts you can make as a multi-passionate entrepreneur, especially in the early or messy middle stages. When I launched Muse Group, I didn't know if I'd have enough clients. I didn't have a perfect plan, but I did have proof that I'd figured things out before and I could figure them out again. When I launched this podcast, I didn't feel ready either. I was measuring myself against people who've had teams, studios, and 100K downloads. But when I paused and measured backward, the 2 years I spent building my brand, serving clients, and having conversations behind the scenes, I realized I wasn't behind. I was already on the path. That's what the gain gives you. It's not just about gratitude. It's about evidence. This isn't about toxic positivity or pretending everything's great when it's not. It's about building self-trust through real, lived proof. Because when you're always in the gap, you feel like you're never doing enough. But when you live in the gain, you realize you've done a lot, you're doing it right now, and you can keep going. So here's a quick exercise if you are resonating with this. Today, take 5 minutes to write down 3 wins from the past 3 months. Not what you wish had happened, what actually did. It could be you said no to a misaligned client, you updated your LinkedIn, you asked for a referral, you started journaling again. That's momentum. That's evidence. That's the gain. And the more you focus on it, the easier it becomes to keep moving, which is exactly what we'll cover in the next section. Because now that you understand how your mindset might be tripping you up, let's talk about what to do when you're actually in the gap. and how to gently, powerfully move through it. Okay, so you've recognized it. You are in the gap. Maybe it hit you while scrolling LinkedIn, watching someone else announce their dream client. Maybe it was while rereading your journal and realizing how little has changed. Maybe just that feeling that no matter what you do, it's not enough. And here's the truth. We all end up in the gap sometimes. But the women who keep going, they know how to recognize the pattern and shift themselves out of it with a few intentional tools. Let's walk through those together. Number 1, stop chasing the ideal. This one is sneaky because ambition is a good thing, but when your goals become moving targets, it creates a constant feeling of not being there yet. If you find yourself saying things like, once I hit X, I'll feel confident. When I finally get this piece figured out, I'll start showing up more. I'm not ready yet. Pause. Take a deep breath and ask, who says? Who says you have to wait until it's all polished and perfect to move forward? Who says you have to be the best to begin? Instead of measuring against the ideal, anchor yourself to the progress you've made. Do not chase the next thing. Build on the real things you've already done. Number 2, reframe failure as data. So maybe you launched something and no one signed up, or you posted and got crickets, or a client said no. That doesn't mean you failed. It means you learned something that the next version will benefit from. In business and in life, we don't get clarity through thinking. We get clarity through doing. Each imperfect action gives you feedback, and feedback is gold. So when you're tempted to say, that didn't work, try instead. What did I learn? What would I try differently next time? This is how you move forward, not by getting it right, but by getting it going. Number 3, celebrate micro wins. You don't need a client win or a 5-figure launch to celebrate. Did you write the bio you've seen avoiding for weeks? That counts. Did you finally sign up for the newsletter platform? Yep. Did you schedule 30 minutes to work on your dream project, even if it was messy and half done? Absolutely. Create a progress log. Keep it in your phone or journal. Every Friday, write down 3 things you are proud of, big or small. It's not just about good vibes. It's about training your brain to see momentum so you stay in motion. And number 4, surround yourself with gain-minded people. We are human. Our environment affects us more than we think. If you're constantly surrounded by noise, people flaunting overnight success, glamorizing hustle, or low-key judging every move, it's going to be hard to stay focused. But when you're in community with others who celebrate progress, normalize imperfect action, and speak the language of growth, everything changes. That's why I created the Marketing Your Way community, not just to talk about strategy, but to build a space where women can say, here's what I'm working on, even if it's not there yet. Here's what I'm proud of, even if no one else sees it. Find those people, be one of those people, and you'll find it's much easier to stay in the game. A quick break to let you know, if you are craving real conversations about what's actually working in marketing and what's not, come join us inside the Marketing Your Way community. It's a free space for women in marketing and creative roles who want to grow, connect, and explore what's next in their careers. Inside the group, we share industry news, unpack trends, explore how different roles are using AI to simplify and streamline their work, and we bounce ideas around from campaign strategies to career shifts. Whether you are freelancing, leading a team, or quietly wondering what else might be out there, you'll find women here who get it. Go to marketingyourwaypodcast.com/community or tap the link in the show notes to join us. I can't wait to see you inside. Coming up next, the real magic. We've talked about the mindset. Now let's talk about the motion. Because the number one way to get out of the gap and into the game is to take action before you feel ready. And the best part? It only takes 30 minutes a day. how to create daily forward motion. Let's talk about what really moves the needle, especially when you are in a season of overthinking, second-guessing, or procrastinating. It's not some dramatic leap. It's not quitting your job tomorrow. It's not building a 47-page business plan in Notion. It's showing up for 30 minutes a day. That's it. I call this the 30-minute momentum practice because it's not about perfection. It's about motion. It's about training yourself to stay in forward energy. Here's the deal. You pick one thing that matters to you, even if it's not a business idea, even if it feels random or not productive. It could be starting that blog you've been thinking about for a year, writing a few pages of your book, updating your website bio, decluttering the closet you've been avoiding, practicing Canva design just for fun, researching how to pitch your services, creating a dream client list, meditating, journaling, or vision boarding, finally learning how to use that email platform. Whatever it is, you commit to do it for 30 minutes a day. Why this works, even when you do not see results right away. Here's what happens when you make that space every day. You build self-trust. You show yourself, I do what I say and I'm going to do. That's a powerful shift, especially if your confidence has been shaky. You generate clarity through action. Not sure what your niche is? Don't wait for the answer. Start talking to people. Not sure what to post on LinkedIn? Spend 30 minutes writing your story. Not sure if you are ready? Try it anyway and let the doing inform the next decision. You get momentum without burnout? This isn't about hassle. This is about micro-consistency. Small steps, done daily, compound. Period. Sometimes it's not about the business. Sometimes it's about doing something that makes you feel alive. A creative spark, a sense of possibility, a reminder that you're more than your calendar and your to-do list. And here's how to start. Number 1, choose one focus. Pick one thing to work on this week. Not 5, not 10, 1. If you are overwhelmed, choose the thing that feels light or fun or meaningful. Schedule it like a meeting. Actually put it on your calendar. Name the block, set a reminder. This is the time for you. It's not a luxury, it's a lifeline. Use a timer. Set a 30-minute timer and go. No distractions, no multitasking, just you and the thing. If you want to stop after 30 minutes, stop. If you want to keep going, great, but the win is in showing up, not finishing. And then you track your progress. Use a sticky note, a journal, a habit tracker. I don't break the chain calendar, whatever works for you. Visual momentum matters. And I know how easy it is to overcomplicate this, to think it doesn't count unless it's client-facing, billable, or building your brand. But that's just more gap thinking. What counts is you taking care of your energy, your joy, your curiosity. Because that's what creates work that's sustainable and magnetic and real. The women I know who are thriving, not just in their business but in their lives, are the ones who stay in motion. Not a sprint, not with a 10-year vision board, but with one small step a day. So if you've been waiting for permission, this is it. Pick your thing, block 30 minutes, start today. And if you're still listening, I want you to take a deep breath. Not because everything is suddenly perfect or clear or done, but because you showed up. You stayed, you reflected, you're still in motion, and that's everything. Here's what I want you to remember. You do not need a 5-year plan to start. You do not need to feel 100% confident. You do not need to quit your job or launch a program or have all the answers. You just need to move. Because the difference between the women who eventually succeed and the ones who quietly give up, it's not talent, it's not timing, it's not a perfect niche or the right algorithm. It's this. They kept showing up even when it was messy. They learned to measure their growth from the gain, not the gap. and they made space, even 30 minutes a day, for the life they wanted to build. So if you are in the season where it feels like nothing is happening, if your goals feel far away or your progress feels invisible, please do not count yourself out. You are becoming, and that counts. Even if the only thing you do this week is schedule 30 minutes for yourself, that is a win. Even if your 30 minutes leads to a rough draft, a brain dump, a single sentence, that is a win. Even if all you do today is shift the way you see yourself from someone who is behind to someone who has already come so far, that is a win. So here's my challenge to you. Choose your 30-minute project. Play this episode again if you need a reminder, and DM me on Instagram at Anastasia_man and tell me what you're going to start this week. I'd love to cheer you on. You don't need a big leap. You just need one small step. You've got this, my friend. A quick break to let you know, if you are craving real conversations about what's actually working in marketing and what's not, come join us inside the Marketing Your Way community. It's a free space for women in marketing and creative roles who want to grow, connect, and explore what's next in their careers. Inside the group, we share industry news, unpack trends, explore how different roles are using AI to simplify and streamline their work, and we bounce ideas around from campaign strategies to career shifts. Whether you are freelancing, leading a team, or quietly wondering what else might be out there, you'll find women here who get it. Go to marketingyourwaypodcast.com/community or tap the link in the show notes to join us. I can't wait to see you inside. And that would be it for today's episode of Marketing Your Way podcast. I hope you are walking away with fresh ideas, new insights, and the confidence to take your next step. If this episode spoke to you, please do me a favor and leave a review. It will help more marketing experts like you to find the show and build their dream business. And hey, don't forget to hit subscribe so you never miss a new episode. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Until next time, keep building your marketing business your way.